Today we are at Logan Cave, and I'm actually having to do a voiceover for this video because we had to be quiet for the bats that we were coming in to test, and I'll explain that through this video. But I had the privilege of joining the Forest Service and DNR on a trip to Logan Cave, which is currently permanently closed only due to the bat population in here. So if you're in the Logan area, please don't visit Logan Cave. You can go up to the gate, but please don't go through it. What we were doing on this trip, and this is a trip that happens every year, is we were looking for bats in the cave, counting how many there are, and then testing for white nose syndrome, which is caused by a fungus called, well, I actually can't pronounce the name, but for short we call it PD. So that was the goal of this trip. In the way in, we are counting how many bats we can see, and on the way out, we'll be testing a few bats to see if they have PD.
Oh, here's one. Might have to stand up here to see it. It's not those, but that one up there. So.
So you can see we're wearing these suits, and that's to help keep contaminants off of us and also from outside coming into the cave. And we are whispering to try to not wake up the bats if possible, because they are hibernating at this time of year. And it's better for them to not wake up, because anytime they wake up, it increases their metabolism and burns fat reserves that are crucial for hibernation. And PD, or white nose syndrome, what it actually does is it causes the bats to wake up frequently. It's infecting the skin of the bats. It creates this white fuzziness over their nose and sometimes on the wings. And it causes them to wake up frequently through hibernation and burning their fat reserves as they try to fight this fungus, and ultimately it leads to starvation. Logan Cave's a pretty neat cave. It's like a giant underground slot canyon, and eventually it hits water and then continues. It does end. There's about a half mile of passage inside the cave in total. There's a lower passage and an upper passage. We move pretty slow on the way in because we're trying not to miss any bats. Again, they do this every single year, and they monitor how many bats they find each year hibernating in the cave to see if the population is increasing or decreasing. And that kind of helps them track the populations in the area, and particularly in Logan Cave. Logan Cave was permanently closed due to continuous vandalism that kept happening in the cave and disturbance of the bats, because roughly 10 months a year the bats are using this cave for either roosting, hibernation, mating. There's a maternity colony in here, and so there's a lot of bat activity within the cave, and disturbance can cause the moms to abandon the young, the bats to wake up during hibernating, disrupt the mating season. There's just a lot of reasons that they've decided to keep people out of this cave.
So you got the short ears. Yeah. Really small, especially compared to that guy. Yeah. And then you see the size of the foot. Yeah. Compared to the size of the foot. Oh, okay.
So there he was showing me the difference between two species of bats that we were seeing in the cave. I want to say in total we found 3 species, but I could be wrong. It may have only been 2. So you can start to hear the water. We're almost to the water in the cave, and this is where they actually turn around because they don't go past the water. There usually aren't many bats past that point.
That's a lot.
What he's pointing out are footprints in the mud. Unfortunately, this cave is frequently broken into and visited, and that's what these footprints are from.
So we just ended our bat survey right over there, but I'm just pushing a little bit further just to kind of see what it looks like, and I'm going to stop here because it'll just take me too long to stem back there further, but I did see 2 more bats back here.
So to date, there has not been white nose or PD detected in this cave or in the Utah side of the Bear River Range where we are at. But they do this test every year to monitor that and to see if and when PD finally reaches the Bear River Range, because it is likely that it will eventually reach. So there you could hear the bat squeaking. Only a certain species would do that to us. The rest just kind of moved around and went right back to sleep. Those ones would squeak like that and then go right back to sleep. It is okay. They will be okay to have woken up for that very short period of time, and they'll go right back into hibernation. I did ask the DNR about that, and they said for this testing, they haven't seen negative results as far as them waking up and not being able to go back into hibernation or starving because they woke up and kind of restarted their metabolism or anything like that.
Yeah, I can get one.
They use the black light to look for the fungus because it glows, I believe, orange on the bats. And then this Q-tip they dip in a solution, or they rub the Q-tip first on the bat, on its wings and nose, and then break it off into a solution that they then send to a lab to test. We tested roughly 25 bats on this trip.
So I got these 2.
And just a huge thanks to the Logan Ranger District, Forest Service, and the Utah DNR for inviting me out to come on this trip. It was an awesome time and I learned a lot.